Like, I'm really bad at making friends. So like debate was the only place I could run to because like we practice every day during lunch. It also boosted my confidence, and that's where I made my first friends in high school. That's where like I'd run to because I was also bullied in grade 8. So like debate was my escape from like the reality of high school. So yeah.
For your first year, for next year, you will receive a scholarship at the University of Johannesburg. Not all of you, the winners. All right?
What ABSA is doing is that they're running their Ready to Work program. So they're running this very cool initiative where they're teaching kids across the country to be ready for the world of work. Rona here, we package it in a debating program. That's what we do.
This program will do something that sometimes we don't get in a textbook, which is how do I make sure I'm ready to enter an industry? How do I make myself unique? And when that question comes that says, what sets you apart? How do I answer that question?
So everyone in this room are going to be the people changing the world, and beyond debating, I want you to make friends with each other, because in the next 10 years, you're going to be sitting in the same boardrooms asking how we can impact this country.
My quote that I live by is, comparison is the thief of joy. If you're always comparing yourself to other people, you'll forget all the great things that you've ever done.
I was so hyped about the panel discussion because it's young people that have similar stories that you can relate to, and you see the amazing things that they're doing, some of which when they mention it, you're like, oh my gosh, wow.
The guys that I played soccer with and everything with, they're smoking, they're nyaupe guys, and when I go home, they want to wash my car, you know what I mean? And people always ask me, how did you get out of that space? I think largely it's about defining yourself.
I just ask myself, why can't I live my life like it's a one-day leader campaign? Every single day, same energy, same fire, as if you are running for president, but it's just your life. And that for me was the turning point.
I loved Sydney more because I could relate to him, because I also lost both my parents at a very young age. One of his quotes was, you must understand your self-worth and never let anything draw you down, but you must keep your head high and focus on the future.
So at the floor debate, we focused on what we call guided instruction engagement, which is when we give the learners content to sort of grapple with and research, and then put them in a debate simulation. And that helps them simulate how a debate works in the real world, but is also fun and engaging and allows them to get to know each other and sort of get out of their comfort zone and get into the sport of debating. I look forward to seeing some of these guys in 5 years' time and seeing who will be a prominent personality in society and within our community. And that's why I do the work that I do, to be able to monitor change agents in society over a period of time. And I feel like debating is the one sport or the one competition that is guaranteed to bring out those sort of personalities.
So today we've been actually being taught about the world of work, what will happen to us after we strip our uniforms.
Today we're with a group of students at different schools, and what we're doing is we're going to do 4 modules with them. We've already started with people skills, then the last 3 modules would be on money skills, work skills, and the last one would be entrepreneurial skills.
We live in a place where school doesn't really teach us how to save our money, and it doesn't really inform us how money works. So I feel like the Ready to Work program is doing that. It's empowering us and helping us how to use our money, and high school doesn't really do that.
So when we speak about ready to work, then is, are we ready to enter the big world? Are we informed and taught enough?
It's going to help them to find a job. It's going to help them to choose the right career and find their way in life.
And already we have certain communication skills given with debating. It now comes up and teams up and gets to be a good combination of making us better people within society.
It's not something that ends today. You're giving them a skill that will last them forever.
So ABSA is actually teaching us to be employable citizens who have skills that will hopefully take this country to greater heights.
These are our leaders of tomorrow, so we need to impart them with the skills that are necessary.
In debating, you're in a team. That's the first thing. If you lose sight of that number one thing, that I'm in a team, that's going to be your first downfall as a debater. I know what your weakness is, I know what my strength is, and we figured out a nice dynamic. We are a team. Stand up with your debating confidence. Some of you do this when you're speaking. I want to see that when you're like introducing yourself. Whatever you want to do, just make sure that we can hear you and that you're having fun with us. Are we all fine? Okay, cool. Let's start at the back.
Today we were debating against other schools.
I'm very excited. Actually, I've always wanted to debate on ABSA debates, and it's not about winning, but the main thing is about learning.
I like doing debates because talking is my favorite thing to do. I really like talking, and I get to meet other people I'd never meet under different circumstances, make a lot of friends, yeah.
When I was in the lower grades, I used to hate the fact that I'm tall. So when I went into debates, I started developing a higher self-esteem and starting to speak, not being shy or isolated, but starting to know how to communicate, to live with people, how to respond to people's personalities. Yeah, thank you.
And I regret being in matric. One thing I always wanted in life was being a debater, and I still want to debate. And matric is cutting that opportunity for me.
This house believes that the emphasis placed on intellectual labor versus physical labor is unwarranted.
The House thanks that speaker and now calls on the first member of opposition to start the opposition case. Hear, hear.
On a 2-1 split, that's how close it was. The team that's going through is opposition Yandika.
Is Team Prop Pumlani.
2018 Ready to Work Debating Challenge reads, this house would make the receipt of welfare conditional on passing a financial literacy test.
There's nothing more beautiful than seeing your own child in their element, watching them debate, watching them doing what they are most talented in, watching them self-actualize right in front of you. Watching that performance is such a brilliant thing. The most important thing for me really is putting young people in a position where they accelerate their journey towards self-actualization, especially in a system that's so unequal like ours.
We had Badirile in proposition, we had Phoenix in opposition. The team that is going through to the final.
Going through to the final on a unanimous decision is Pumlani.
Congratulations, Badirile.
As ABSA, this house would prioritize investing in enterprise development over graduate recruitment. Is that clear for everyone?
You build a nation first by building people. So this means that you give people the personal capacity to realize their full potential and also fathom a point where they can even contribute to the very nation they belong to.
A man who removes mountains starts by removing small stones. Now we find it justifiable for us as the proposition side to implement such motions because now they lead to greater amount of employment in this regard. We're going to create employment through these business enterprises to actually get employment for these people. These people are able to actually make an income from that employment and they're automatically able to actually pay back the money they took from ABSA.
Ladies and gentlemen, how many times do we have to emphasize that in our policy we told you that we are seeing that problem and we're trying to eradicate it? How so? Before we invest in your business, we actually mentor you and that gives you a greater chance of succeeding in the near future.
These businesses continually fail at attempting to actually benefit the country. This system they give you, this world they give you, does not exist. The real world is what we tell you.
The House thanks that speaker. Thank you very much to both sides. The 2018 RTW Debating Challenge is unanimously, that's all 7 judges, Team Proposition Pumlani.
Firstly, I'd like to thank the educators that we actually had from the region of Ekurhuleni. I'd like to thank our competitors. They're the ones that actually make us to be on our feet. My mates and our school for actually allowing us to do this. Thanks to this Timung and ABSA for actually giving us this opportunity. It's not only about winning, but it's about learning, and we learned a lot as individuals. Thank you.